Guys, we are going to AX again, and unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be as good as last year. Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome back to the channel or welcome to the channel in general. If you don't know me, I'm Julianne. I'm the artist behind Peppercut Studio. And as I said earlier, we have the privilege of going back to AX again this year. Last year was my very first year. You can check out that video right over here. And by far, it was my best con ever. And it is legendary. Like, AX has an insane reputation. For attendees, it's huge. It's so much fun. There's so much to do. And for vendors and artists, it is a huge payday. Or so they say. This year, there's a lot of things that have changed, namely the size of the artist alley. So last year, there were 450 artists. This year, there are 900 artists. In theory, that's totally cool. It means that more artists get to eat. Maybe we don't get to make as much as we normally do, but everyone gets a payday, and that's never a bad thing. The thing that was bad with it, though, is that the way it happened was kind of messed up. So if you have gone to AX before, you'll know that you get your acceptance letter through the email. You celebrate, and then like a few weeks later, you get another email telling you that it's time to pick your table. And that's when you pick the location of your table and you pay for it. And as you guys know, if you do Artist Alley, location is everything, especially in a crowd like this where it gets really jam-packed and people get stuck in traffic. And so certain locations are a lot more prime than others. So the first 450 artists came out, and we thought that was it. Months later, a second wave of artists were accepted. That was the extra 450 artists. And basically, this is the hall. This is where everyone was accepted first, and then they expanded this entire side. So now the middle of the convention has now shifted over, and anyone that was like on the sides is like extra shafted than they even were before. So that's really the aspect that really sucks. I will say that I am a second wave artist, so I'm so sorry to the first wave artists. The second wave artists had the advantage of picking out their new tables, now seeing the entire map. That being said, I am also still gonna prep for it as if it is a really, really good con, like an outlier con. Because it's in California, I can drive to it. I'm based in the Bay Area. And so I'm going to be bringing 1.5 to 2 times the amount of inventory I brought to my very best con this year, which was Emerald City Comic Con. That one was an easy 5 figures for me. And I'm hoping AX is around the same or maybe a little bit more because, you know, it's AX. But if it's not, a payday is a payday. I'm interested to see how it's going to go outside of Artist Alley being as big as it is. The economy is just also down in general. Also, what's different this year for me personally is I'm going to be doing this convention completely solo. It is a 4-day convention. I usually do cons solo anyway, but I've never done AX solo before. So it is going to be quite the marathon for me. I am prepped. I am ready. I'm actually already all packed up. I'm going to be leaving for AX tomorrow. If you guys want to see what I bring to conventions, you can check out this video right over here. I go through all the nitty gritty, and that's it. I have $2,000 to $3,000 worth of inventory to sell, so hopefully we get through some of it and we make my money back. But if not, like, that's just the name of the game. That's Artist Alley for you. It's always a little bit of a risk. But yeah, let's head on over to AX.
Good morning. It is day 0 of Anime Expo, and as you guys can see, I'm in my car. It's completely packed. Again, I don't anticipate that I'll be using this much inventory. I just have it just in case. It's always better to be more prepared, especially if you're driving and you have like unlimited amount of inventory you can bring. Like, why not? Anywho, I'm about to go in and grab some coffee and a quick breakfast, but it's currently 7:15. I have another 5.5 hours left on my drive, but I'm pretty sure I can make that like 5 hours. It's never taken anyone as long as it says on Google to get to LA from the Bay, because people be breaking the law on the 5. Allegedly, all right? If you're a cop, I'm following the rules. Everyone's following the rules. But anyway, look at this giant tub of fruit that my mom made me. I stayed at my parents' place last night instead of leaving from San Francisco, which saved me like an hour and 20 minutes. But not only did she make me this, I'm gonna be full of fiber. Oh my god, I'm gonna need to poop. She also made sure to pack me some cherries, which is so nice of her. She like never did things like this for me as a kid, so it's kind of fun that she's doing this for me at my ripe age. Anywho, I'm gonna go grab my drink, my brekkie. I hate that I said that. Breakfast. I'm not in my right mind right now. And then we're gonna head over to LA to set up today. However, I do have that issue with my badge. Since it never arrived to my place, I have to go to will call, but I don't even know if they're gonna have that ready by the time I'm there, which is just so unfortunate. But it is what it is, and it's a problem to deal with later. So let's get on our journey. One hour left, and this is all I have. All right, I have everything loaded. Everyone's yelling at me to hurry, so I'm gonna go hurry on over there, drop everything off, and then park my car. This is what the upstairs part of the hall looks like. It's so nice seeing it clear and open with great lighting and no one inside. Soon it will be, tomorrow it'll be absolutely packed in here. Hopefully, that's what we want. Safely. We want it to be packed safely. All right, we're on the shitty phone camera because I'm now fully set up. I didn't want to record the setup because I'm like sweaty, and even though this is like really well organized, I forgot my camera. It's just like a whole thing. And also my table is secretly 2 inches too tall, but there's like no way for me to shrink it because it's this panel that's a little bit bigger than the rest. So a little bit suspect. And there are people going around with like a big stick to measure, but this table they approved last year, so hopefully nothing bad happens. But someone stopped by, gave me a banana pudding. It was very sweet of them. And now I'm gonna head over to the hotel, lay down for a bit, and then I have a little bit of work to do, but maybe I'll go play pickleball because I did bring my paddle and stuff. I mean, I drove down here and my stuff was already in my car, so it's okay, right? It's totally fine. Also, I want to quickly note that this is the main aisle that comes through the hallway, I think. The door is right over there. And I thought that this table would be facing this way, but no, everyone's gonna be walking through here and they're gonna see the back of our booths, and I feel like it's a little bit of an invasion of my privacy. Like the back of my booth is my private area, and now everyone can see it. So I decided to put prints in the back here as well, just to, I don't know, let people walking by see what's up. But who knows? Now I can't be disgusting behind my booth and eat like a little gremlin. Everyone, day one. I have Jefferson over here, and we're outside of the what we think is the shuttle stop because we just followed the Sims. Like, we didn't really read the instructions very well. It had too many words. I was like, oh, if we just walk outside, we'll find where all the weebs are. We did with a group of Sims, but now I'm a little unsure if this is the actual shuttle stop because that's just like the bus stop, and then the Millennium Biltmore building is across the street. So I don't know. I'm unsure. But it's currently like, what, is it 7:30? It's currently 7:36. Just like last year, they start really early. It starts at 9 technically, but because of the fire marshal situation, technically they can just like open the doors at any time. They don't really give us a heads up. They kind of just tell us like, sometimes the doors might be open at 8 a.m. And last year it was open at 8 a.m. for one of the days. So we're just gonna get there a little earlier, get set up, and just wait around, honestly. I think last year I waited around in the con hall for like an hour and a half before the con actually started. Ugh, my hair. I promise once I put down this water bottle, my hair's not gonna look so gross. All right, it's 7:50 and we started getting to the point where there was like starting to be like mass panic, but then the bus showed up anyway, exactly where we were standing, so it's totally fine. But I don't think that these people are gonna make it on the bus, and I feel really bad because like the Sims are not gonna make it on the bus because they started panicking and moving up this way, and so they weren't at the front of the line anymore, but they were one of the first people in line, so kind of sucks. The line curves over there. This is the line for exhibitors. It's going forever. This is insane. I'm still walking. We're just straight up in the parking lot right now.
I feel like this line is gonna take us a million years to get in. Oh no. Oh, this is so bad. We're like the 300th person in line. Not to be super dramatic, but I'm pretty sure, or at least rumor has it, that there was a fire down here this morning, and that's why it smells like there was a fire. So now this is the second artist alley that was on fire. Currently 8:45, it's almost 9 o'clock, and I think they're gonna be opening doors pretty soonish. I don't anticipate a humongo crowd. Last year, Thursday was kind of similar to like a good Pawns Friday, if that makes any sense. So it's still like objectively very, very good. Just, you know, my expectations now that I've done this are tempered, and also because there's just so many artists, there's so many things to go look at. I don't think there's gonna be like a ton of traffic in any one area except for like the super big artists, which is fine. I'm just here for vibes and apparently DoubleTree chocolate chip cookie. Snack bag, we got turtle chips, seaweed, salad, cherries, and here, bread, candy. This is like a flavor I fell in love with as a kid. And over here, snackies away. Sleeves for the prints. And look how enormous my print box. I don't think I'm gonna sell this many. I think I'm gonna sell like this many, which is how much I usually sell at a con anyway. This is just in case. You never know what's gonna happen. Organization over here. We got money bag, more print sleeves. I don't think I have enough, but it's okay. It's okay, we can always order more. And then tiny Alani Nu. And of course, giant water bottle. I am doing this by myself though, so I am trying not to like pee a lot. But it is what it is. I think I'm really close to the restroom, so I can always make a really quick trip and then run back if necessary. It's more important to stay hydrated anyway, honestly. Look at that line. Someone just paid me in all twos. I haven't seen these in a gajillion years. Okay, we are currently 2.5 hours in. People are starting to come into the hall. I would say from like 9 to 10, it was pretty empty. People were still trying to get in through registration, just get through all the lines. Honestly, it's a pretty big con situation. There are multiple different entrances, but they're kind of hard to find. The map, there's just like a lot going on the map, so I don't blame people for taking a long time to come in, especially since I got lost several times trying to come in. But it's currently 2.5 hours in. And sales they're okay. I'm not bored or anything, but they were like on the slower side. Things are starting to pick up a little bit, but I don't anticipate anything huge for today. I will say, like right off the bat, I already know that I made a mistake not being in any stamp rallies. Like today, people are hunting down stamp rallies. A lot of the stamp rally tables have a long line. People are just eager to go on a scavenger hunt. I get it. It's so fun. You get a little prize. But there are some people with like 10 stamp rally sheets in their hands, and they're having a blast. So next time, hopefully if I get into AX again, I will definitely try to do a stamp rally, especially if they let this many artists in again.
21 degrees and sunny, just the way I always wanted. 더 바랄 것도 없어. 지금 이대로면 좋아.
Oh my god, it's so cute! Dude, this is so cute!
The bluebirds be
I like can't get over how sick this is. Like, oh, they look great. She drew them perfect. So far, I've gotten the amazing opportunity to meet so many people who've been watching my videos, and it's so cute and so sweet. So even though it's like not the craziest sales right now, I am very fulfilled, and I feel like I'm in much better spirits than I was last year because my expectations are tempered. I understood what I was going into, rather than just like listening to all the crazy rumors. But yeah, thank you so much for the bag, and then also all the art. She gave me a bunch of stickers as well. I will tag her right over here. I think it's Bao, B-A-O-B draws.
난 그저 잔디밭에 누워 있어도 좋아요.
Okay, we are many hours in at this point. There's only 2.5 hours left. It's gone. I'm having fun. I'm chilling, having fun talking to people, having fun selling, but it's really nothing crazy is going on. Nothing even like super good or just regular good is going on. Honestly, this Thursday is performing like any other Thursday at an average to semi-good con for me. I don't think it really means anything quite yet. I don't want to like overthink it and stress myself out, or just like be overly negative about it. But it's just the truth. Compared to last year, today I only made a third of what I made last year. And last year I had more expenses because I did have a helper and I did buy like a ridiculous amount of inventory. But this year, I think I will have just covered my expenses, like the very bare expenses from the first day. And then hopefully tomorrow will be a better showing. I'm seeing a lot of traffic, just a lot of people browsing. And I don't blame them at all because there's so much to look at. I've been getting a lot of people taking pictures and like writing things down, asking for business cards to come back later, just because you have so many options, so you really want to weigh them all. But yeah, those are like the main differences I've seen since last year. Okay, I just opened the Forge Panda box, and looky, looks so cute, and you can close the helmet. Ah, it's so cute! Look how cute! It's a keychain! Alright, and that's a wrap for day one. As you can see, everyone is pretty much vacating at this point. I looked at the numbers again, and I really shouldn't do this while I'm at the con, but I can't help but be like curious, like how did the number of transactions compare since last year? And I'm down by 50 this year, which is a bigger number than I anticipated, but it is what it is. I'm not freaking out at this point. Now I'm just gonna go eat dinner with a bunch of friends, and then I'm going to this like creator pickleball event tonight. I don't really know what that's gonna be about, but I get to play pickleball, so who cares? All right, day 2 of waiting for the bus. I'm thinking that it's gonna pull up all the way up here because the bus stop is back there and they can't pull up there. So the people who've been waiting the longest, once again, are gonna be screwed. We're the last people to make it on the bus again. All right, because there's nothing back here, there's just like people can walk on by. There's no other table to block this section. I was really worried I was gonna get robbed. Like if you just take this wagon, it's so easy to go. You just take my entire inventory with you. So I'm really glad I did not get robbed. All right, it is currently day 2. I think they just opened the doors to the con, so people are starting to file in. Certain tables are already building a line, like the table behind me already building a line. So yesterday, as I told you guys, it was kind of just like a regular Thursday, kind of like any Thursday for me for a good con. I talked to a couple of my other friends, and it kind of seems like it ranged. Some people did pretty good. Some people did just like me, where kind of just like a regular Thursday for a good con for us. And some people told me that they did much worse from last year. So it seems to be like, because the hall is so big, it really varies depending on like where you're located. I'm lucky that I'm like kind of in the middle, so that's not really an issue for me. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what today is going to be like. All my friends who participated in stamp rallies, basically all of their prizes completely sold out either yesterday or they're gonna sell out today. So stamp rallies really were the move. People really enjoy them here. And yeah, I feel like I have nothing left to report at this current moment in the morning. So I'll see you guys probably later in the day. Also, shout out to Nicole from Moon Spice for getting me vitamin C. I definitely need it. Here's a little puppy. These are so yummy. Don't make fun of my hair, okay? I have a headache, and this is the only way I can wear it right now without it being in my face. But low-key, for the past 2 hours, it's been pretty non-stop, which is insane. However, I still don't think that we're going to make as much as we did last year, but it's definitely picked up a lot, and things definitely feel better. I'm definitely a lot less bored.
Somebody help me get over it. Somebody help me, yeah. Somebody help me get over it. Somebody help me.
I love this shop. I think it is so cute. Everybody should come visit. Look at all the things I got. It's literally adorable.
Good morning, everyone. It's currently day 3 of Anime Expo, and I think I did a really bad job vlogging last night. I ended up going to dinner. I didn't vlog it, but I just went to Grand Central Market again because it was a big group, and I don't typically like eating in a big group, and I think last night kind of confirmed it. It's just too much going on. The whole table can't talk to each other. It's a whole thing. But yesterday, I was looking at my numbers, and yesterday's Friday, I did the exact same as last year's Thursday. And if I were to compare it to another con, it's tracking to be exactly like Emerald City Comic Con for me, which is one of my favorite cons. It is a really good con. It's just like not on the like crazy fantastic end that Anime Expo is supposedly supposed to be and was for me last year. But that's fine. It kind of feels like that's kind of the consensus from a lot of people, is that it's just generally down this year by quite a bit. But of course, there's the outliers who are doing really, really good, and unfortunately some people who might be doing not so hot. It's like that at every single con, even at a huge one like Anime Expo. But I'm hopeful for today. I feel good. The crowd looked really healthy. I'm liking like this like hallway that doesn't have any people in it for the attendees, because there are no tables facing this way, so no one's stopping. And so if you need to get somewhere really fast, you can just like zoom on this little highway. However, some tea that I did have was, I'm not in the Artist Alley Discord, but apparently someone in there was just like, hey, vloggers who are going to AX, make sure that you're being super transparent, because there's like a wave of people not being super transparent about Artist Alley, about the expenses and the cost and blah, blah, blah. I think it's a little passive aggressive, but I think it's really funny because like, who out here is not being transparent? Everyone I know is very, very transparent about their numbers, about their profit, but also about their expenses. So I don't know. I don't know who they're talking to. I kind of want to join the chat just to be like, are you talking to me? I know they're not talking to me because I'm not in the chat. But still, I thought that was really funny. Anywho, I have customers now, so I'll talk to you guys in a bit.
아직도 난 격이 흐릿하게 더 의미하게 나의 아니 자주 난 어제 일처럼 선명하게 나의 너의 흔적 없이 말리는 것 같아 일상 속에도 번져 그 색깔이 바래졌어 떠났지만 여전히 머물러 날 잡아주는 다가가도 멀게만 느껴져 I just wanna be with you right now 너의 기억 속에 남았어
I thought you guys would be really proud of me about the cherries being so healthy, and I thought that this looked very funny. I have a banh mi right here that my friend Hans gave me. He's Oxford on Instagram. I'll tag him right here because his art is beautiful. But yeah, I just thought this was a funny thing to look at.
So yeah, welcome to Anime Expo 2025. No AI art ever.
There we go.
Do not touch AI in any way. It kills the water. It hurts communities. Don't do it.
Yeah, go off, King.
Take
Go
care
off, King.
of yourself. Stay hydrated. You never let the bad guys win by taking yourself out of the picture. You've got to stay in it. Okay? For me. All right?
All right, thanks, Hayo.
Cheers.
Okay, I'm an incredibly bad vlogger, but to my defense, I'm doing this by myself, and it's currently 5:30. Traffic has been really, really consistent all day. I think I've been making like the same amount of money every single hour. Oh my God, hi! Sorry, I got distracted by a friend, but anyway, so all day it's been really, really consistent. I think after 12, every single hour has made the exact same amount of money. That being said, compared to last year, we are consistently down by about like 40% every single day, which sounds crazy, but that's just because last year AX was like my best con ever. And this year AX is turning out to just be like a really good regular con for me. So again, we have like a scale of like really bad, low, average, really good, and then really crazy good. AX and Otakon were really crazy good last year, and then now we're in like this ECCC, C2E2, Katsucon kind of area for me. So I am still gonna probably break 5 figures, which is a complete blessing, but it is 40% down from last year. So it's just something to note. I have so much inventory left. Like, look at this print inventory. It's insane. But yeah, now I wish I didn't bring so much inventory because it's gonna be kind of hellish to break down and take it all back to my car. But it is what it is. Too much inventory is better than not enough, you know? There's a doll meetup. Like, it's really cool, but it's also very, very scary. Ah, look how pretty she is. All right, freaky feet shot. Cute. It is day 4, the final day of AX. And let me tell you, I'm really feeling it in my body right now. I don't know if I'm built for a 4-day con anymore at this point. And I haven't even really been doing this for very long, like 3 years, and already feeling the pain is a little sad. But we are currently an hour in. It's not as busy as the first couple of days, but I'm converting way, way more right now. And that's usually what happens on a Sunday. People kind of come in, guns blazing, ready to buy things because it's the last day. They've already perused. I feel like that's going to be true even more so today for this con because of how huge the Artist Alley has been and how many people I've been seeing taking pictures, taking notes. They've been really, really serious about their notes. So hopefully people are going to be coming back. But if not, we've already had a really good con. I'll tell you guys about all the numbers and everything later. But yeah, I'm just looking to wrap up the show in a positive note. And wow, the hall is actually filling up quite a bit. Hold on, let me show you guys. All these people just spawned like out of nowhere. Also, I think I mentioned this in the beginning, but friend of the channel, Joe, sponsored a bunch of prints to give out to people at AX. I decided that there are a lot of kids here, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prepare a bunch of prints just to give out to any kid I see that is wearing anything Pokemon, and like basically every kid is wearing something Pokemon. So I'm not gonna film the kid, but I am gonna show you guys the progress of how many prints I do get through. And we have 4 more hours until the end of the con, so in that time, hopefully I can give out all the prints. There was a huge wave of kids that came by, and so I only have these 4 left to give out. It was so cute. They're all cosplaying as Pokemon trainers, and one of them was like freaking out. I know I didn't capture it on camera, but it's just like, I just don't want to put kids on camera, you know, it's the whole thing. But anyway, it's really, really cute. They had a fantastic time getting their new little prints. They're all discussing where they're gonna put them. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, so I have a lot to catch you guys up on because it's been an insane past like 3 hours or so. We only have like 2 hours left to the con. My camera died, I'm so sorry, so now we're back on my phone, so the quality is kind of shit. I'm sure the audio is really bad. But anyway, look at this. Look, it's 3D printed. It's so, so nice. Someone gave this to me, it's so, so sweet. Macy at Molcana gave me this sticker and a couple of snacks, so this is a lifesaver. And also we got rid of all the prints, so thank you so much, Joe. You made a bunch of little kids' days. They were like screaming, having fun. It was so, so cute. And I actually gave the spam print to an adult lady because she really, really liked it. So that also made her day. And what also I had to catch you guys up on. It's just going really great right now. And I have people at my table, so I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Look what my neighbor just gave me. This is her handle, made by Nuwa.
21 degrees and sunny, just the way I always wanted.
Alright, there's only 15 minutes left to the con, and literally the last 2 hours has been the best 2 hours of the entire con for me. So that is something very, very interesting. We'll talk about it more, but now I'm gonna focus on cleaning up. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I lost a nail, and look at my eyelash situation. Only one is holding on. This one and this one completely fell off, but this one's holding on strong. But I feel like that's a sign. I worked very hard. Sunrise, sunrise, sunrise.
We are back. We are back from AX. I just drove back and showered and got changed into my comfy clothing. And as you can tell, my voice is absolutely shot. That happens at like every 4-day con, but this time I swear I came prepared. Like I had cough drops, I had water the entire time, I was super hydrated. I had tea in the morning, but I guess next time, if I get invited to AX again, I'll bring like a thermos of just like hot tea and make sure that I'm drinking that the entire time to keep things lubricated, I guess. Ew, I don't really want to use that word. Anywho, AX 2025. Let's get into the overview. Let's talk about it. You guys just heard all of my like kind of like live reactions, but now that I've had a little bit of time to sit with my thoughts, I had an entire 6-hour car ride to think about things. We'll get into the overview. We'll get into the tea as to why Artist Alley was the way it was. It's all speculation, by the way, but I heard the same thing multiple times. Maybe it's just like one person telling everyone this, but it's the reason why Artist Alley was double the size this year. And of course, we're going to talk about expenses. And I, as always, am not going to talk about revenue in exact numbers, but I'll give you guys like a percentage comparison as to how I did this year versus last year. And yeah, before we get into all of this though, just a disclaimer, okay? Disclaimer. I am very, very aware that I am incredibly privileged and I am very, very grateful that this is my job, that I get to be a full-time artist. I cannot believe that I get to call myself like a 6-figure artist. I don't think I will be next year, quite honestly, with the way things are going. And that's totally okay. I've seen my glory days, I'm fine with it. But knowing that that's like where I'm coming from, like there are certain things that you have to do as a business owner. Like you have to predictions, you have to prepare yourself for the next year, you have to note all of these things, whether it's negative or positive, because it's gonna affect your business, because you have to be able to take care of yourself as a full-time artist. I have to think about how I'm gonna pay all the bills. I can't just sit there and just like be happy to be there the entire time. You know what I mean? Like I have revenue, profit goals that I need to generally meet. And so I just don't want you guys to think I'm just being a negative Nelly and being ungrateful. I'm just coming from the perspective on the other side of Artist Alley, not an attendee, as like a business owner, as an artist. But yeah, just know that I am very, very grateful to do this. I was very, very happy to be at AX. I was last year as well. There are just like some business things I'm going to go over. So that being said, I'm going to go over the overview. I'm going to go into the expenses, and actually let's do expenses right now. So for expenses, AX for an Artist Alley table is one of the most expensive tables out there. And it's because it's AX. It has that huge reputation, especially since the boom of conventions right after the pandemic, with everyone coming back, being super excited to be around people, to be part of a culture again, to be part of a community, and having so much like excess income to spend. We saw a ginormous boom in Artist Alley revenue. I got started in Artist Alley right around that time in 2022. And so coming into this, I heard crazy numbers about AX last year. AX still has that reputation, but I think things are starting to kind of normalize themselves again. And especially since next year there's going to be like weird things happening with the center, AX is going to change drastically again. So I said all of that, but I just wanted to tell you guys, my table was $750. Because I split a hotel this time around, it was also $750. My hotel was a convention hotel and it had a shuttle, so I didn't have to pay for transport every single day. That was sick. And so my only travel cost, because I'm from Northern California and I drove down, was for the gas and for the garage. And that came out to be $250. Gas in California is really expensive, and parking in downtown LA is pretty expensive. My friend who flew in from Virginia has the same travel cost actually. His flight was only $250, which I think is unheard of. I've never seen a flight like that before, traveling from the west to the east coast or vice versa. For eating, I spent $300, and that includes all my groceries and everything that I did. And inventory, you guys saw that I had a lot of excess inventory, and it's because you never want to show up to a giant convention that has a reputation like AX like empty-handed. You don't want to run out of stuff. And especially since I drove, I want to be over-prepared. And last year I was like way too over-prepared. So I adjusted, but that being said, I still way over-prepared. And so on inventory, I spent about $2,000. People don't really talk about inventory very often, but it's a cost that you have to like endure, because that's
the stuff you're going to sell. And those are high expenses. And as I said earlier, as a business, we are looking to at least double that amount because we're not just here to have fun. Like, I have to make money in order to live and survive. And so you can't just make all your expenses back. I can't just break even. I have to make more money than that. And especially since AX is kind of like the whale of all conventions, or so is the reputation, it has to make even more money than that. There are certain artists, I don't know if this is real, but I'm pretty sure it is, that have some sort of relationship with AX where they get in every single year, regardless of lottery or jury or anything. They always are there. And that's part of the business. You know, you got to network, you got to do your thing. I totally respect it. But because they know they have AX every year, they kind of rely on that income. So they kind of base their whole year and like their revenue projection on AX being big. So with the general trend of cons going down, it's interesting to see how people are adjusting their plan based on that. For my profit, I'm exactly 36% down from last year. And a lot of those numbers were based on 2021 and 2022 AX, where I think they were owned by a different person. There was a lot less rules regarding how many people they were letting into a building, how they were going to manage traffic. And everyone was just like really spend happy at that time, like I was talking about earlier, right after COVID. And now things are kind of settling back down to before COVID times. AX is now managed a lot better. Things are a lot less dangerous for attendees, which is a great thing. The halls are a lot bigger. People aren't getting sardined. And as I said, this year, Artist Alley was doubled in space. So it went from 450 artists to 900 artists. And so the money is now spread amongst more artists, which is a good thing because all of us are going to eat. Like, I love that all of us are going to eat. The only thing that wasn't fair was that the first 450 artists that got there, I said this in the beginning of the video, you choose your table and you choose your table strategically. And they chose their table without knowing that another 450 artists were going to get added in a few months later. And apparently the reason for that was that apparently last year there were a bunch of like mid-sized vendors downstairs, which is nice, but they allegedly complained to the convention that they weren't doing very well down there. So they were moved upstairs with the larger businesses. And apparently it was booming up there, which is great for them. But because they were moved up, they were actually going to like shut down that section because the Olympics are going to be coming. And because the Olympics are coming, this convention center is getting a ton of construction done to it. So I think they were going to start construction or just block it off in case they were going to start construction. But I guess that was delayed. So they got the news that they can now use that part. And like any business, they were like, you know what? We can make another gajillion dollars by selling $800 tables to 450 more artists. And so they opened up the space. And so now more artists get to eat, which is great. It just sucks for the first 450 who chose their table accordingly. With the expansion, people are going to be making less money than they previously had. With the economy the way it's going, you're going to make less money than you had previously, or you should expect to. I noticed a lot of attendees were like writing things down. They were really browsing the first couple days, especially Thursday and Friday. Even on Saturday, I still saw some browsing, and Sunday people were like really purchasing. It was crazy. Sunday was a better day for me than Thursday by a little bit, but still that's quite surprising because we were only open for like 5 hours. And people were just like more careful about where they were spending, which makes sense because there was just like so many artists to look at. So you really want to spend your money wisely when you have this many options. I feel like people don't talk about this, but the reason why like Artist Alley artists are able to make the money that they make is because like when attendees go to a convention, the spending culture is there. Like they will spend money on art and things that they like. And because it's like a spending culture, they just think a little less when they're buying. So when they see something, they'll just buy it. And that's why artists are able to make the money that they do at Artist Alleys. And especially a convention like AX where the hype is built so much, there's huge spending culture. So the fact that we did see like a decline or like more careful spending on the attendees part, I feel like that is really strongly attributed to one, the economy, but two, mostly the expansion of the Artist Alley. However, that being said, I do know artists who made the exact same as they did last year, so they're super duper happy. I know some first time artists were very happy with their performance, but I also know that there were a lot of people who have been to X before who were not very happy with their numbers, and also new artists who weren't very happy with their numbers. So instead of AX being like this guaranteed huge event that everyone's gonna make a ton of money at, it was definitely more varied across the board. Even last year, I think, in my opinion, because it was like so skewed, things were like already on the down. But looking back at it, like it was still crazy. Like I made really well into the 5 figures, which is insane. And this year, I still made into the 5 figures. And even after expenses, I'm still in the 5-figure range. It just wasn't like the ginormous payday where it's just like, okay, I can really rely on this. I had to like really work for each sale, which is fine because I like being a salesman. But yeah, I had a really great time at AX. I'm excited to see what everyone else also thinks about it. Objectively, still a fantastic convention to make money at for me. I'm sorry if this outro actually didn't make any sense. It was a very, very long drive and it was a very, very long weekend. I'm really glad I packed electrolytes and I'm really, really glad I packed vitamin C because I'm not sick. It's just my voice. And yeah, I think those are all my thoughts. I mentioned this earlier, but the Olympics are coming. Part of the convention center is going to start going under construction. And so AX is about to change a lot in the coming years. I think the idea is that they're going to downsize quite a bit. So I don't really know how it's going to happen next year. I don't know if it's going to be lottery. I don't know how many tables they're going to give out. But I am very, very grateful that I've gotten to do this awesome con for 2 years in a row now. It's like an experience of a lifetime, honestly. The energy is insane there. It was so much fun to see everyone. It was so fun to see such cool cosplay. I really regret that I hadn't seen K-pop Demon Hunters yet because there was so much K-pop Demon Hunter cosplay and it looked sick. I ran into so many familiar faces, so that was like really, really exciting. But yeah, I think those are all my thoughts. If I remember anything else, I'll just add it in after I edit. I'm so sorry, guys. But again, thank you so much for watching my videos. It really means the whole world to me. What do I have coming up next? I have Anime Impulse Bay Area. I actually completely forgot I played for that table. I just got an email yesterday reminding me. I might do Annie Revo Vancouver. No promises. I'm definitely doing Otakon, so if you're in that area, you're gonna go to Otakon, come hang out with me. I freaking love the DC area. And then that's it for me for a while. So yes. Okay, ending the video now. Bye.